Shalom. This is a beak. It took me a while to do this third and final part of Kurt Franklin's documentary when he revealed the DNA of who his father was, and he brought the DNA to his mother. This was a painful reaction video that I was doing because I have a lot of personal experience in the world that brought a lot of pain to me regarding being a father and having children. My first child and my first two children and their mothers damaging the relationship between me and my children. So this documentary brought a lot of pain. So it took me almost a year. It seems as if almost a year or something, or a little bit under a year to do a third and final video to this Kurt Franklin documentary. So I'm gonna do it today, and get this out the way because I had to just calm down and be ready to endure this final video where he reveals the DNA to his mother and to observe her reaction. So I'm going to start with Ecclesiasticus 3 and 11 because this touches on the values of a father and a mother and a child. And I'm going to go into maybe one more scripture, but I think I'm going to just use this Ecclesiasticus to bring this out. It says, for the glory of a man is from the honor of his father. Okay, so I love my parents. I have both my parents. I love my father and mother equally. I know I'm the child of my father. Okay, I come from my father, not my mother. Okay, for the glory of a man is from the honor of his father, and a mother in dishonor, which is Kurt Franklin's mother. Okay, and a mother in dishonor is a reproach to the children. Okay, so a lot of my videos, because I'm behind enemy lines in America, which is spiritual Babylon, the daughter of Babylon. The so-called black man is dealing with wickedness of women. Okay, the Western woman, especially I'm referring to the Israelite woman, the so-called black woman. She's considered against the natural order because she's regarded as being wicked, selfish, and she just pretty much wants to be served. Okay, she calls biblical women, the position of biblical women, slavery. Okay, wearing a dress is bondage to her. Okay, so to me, what I get out of that when I hear women say things like men want women to be oppressed and slaves and all this kind of stuff, it makes it insinuates that she wants to be the master, not the slave. Okay, so she uses the slander of a man wanting to have desiring a helpmeet in a woman. She regards a man that wants a woman to serve her purpose of being created divinely. She uses that against the relationship or the coming together between an Israelite man, a so-called black man, and a so-called black woman, a Israelite woman. She uses it as a form of slander meaning she rather be served than to be the one to do the serving of the man. So by definition, the definition of woman is a female servant, and she's supposed to serve her husband. And a good mother is only a good mother if she loves the father of her of the children. And in most cases, there are women in the West, so-called black women, have very little respect for men. Naturally, they have very little respect, and in the West, they tie a man's leadership to his money. So, they call high earning men the most desirable, and then they accuse a man of taking that role. They'll they won't treat him any different than a than a man that doesn't work, or a man that is a deadbeat or whatever. So they'll even you know I don't want to use the word cheat, but they'll commit adultery on the high earning man just as much as they will with the low earning man, or the deadbeat or whatever. And then at the end of the failed relationship, they'll blame the man that was in the position of doing everything, because they'll use him as the reason why the relationship failed, because she wasn't doing anything. She wasn't doing anything. He was doing everything. So they'll blame everything on the man that was doing everything. You see how that works? So it says, my son, help thy father in his age, and grieve him not as long as he liveth. And if his understanding fail, have patience with him. Okay. And I think about my children, that I haven't been a part of and haven't had any input in, and and despise him not when thou art in thy full strength. Okay, so when they reach adulthood, okay, don't despise your father. But most of these children grew up under a woman who did not love the father of the child, and then the child grows up with this hatred or disdain or this loathing for the father that they never established a relationship with, because the father was driven away and prevented from having any input in the child's upbringing. One thing about the Western woman is her values are replaced with Western values. Her divine value system is replaced with a Western European value system, which is a lost value system, which is a broken value system. So the outcomes of the majority of these situations with children and households is a choice, and it's a choice under a broken value system, which comes from the woman. Okay, most cases of single motherhood is by choice. They will choose to be single, but they won't choose to be childless. So that means they'll make up every excuse to why her and the man didn't work out, but she'll rather be single, but she won't rather be childless. See how that goes? So most cases in the West, especially here in America, it's not always the men's fault that most of these women are single mothers, because for the most part, women will walk away from a relationship because their values are not divine anyway, right? So most of these decisions that these women are making to be single come from their own choice and their own broken value system. Remember, don't look past the values of these women when you see the majority of them as single mothers. It's not always, and in most cases, it's not the men's fault that these women are single mothers. Okay, got to keep that in mind. A child is not going to keep two people together. The value systems are. So a lot of decisions that are being made by these Western so-called black women stem from their value system. Okay, I've seen the value system of the modern day black woman cause her to make a choice to take the child when she decides that she doesn't want to stick with the child's father. Okay, that's not biblical for her to keep the child and separate from the child's father. Okay, so a lot of content creators and a lot of panels have talking points around women who accuse the men of not being there or not contributing to her single motherhood when she made the choice to not be with the child's father under her broken value system. So if he has a different value system than she does, we never hear about the values of the father and how his value system, if it's biblical, he can accuse her of not being, of not serving her divine purpose. See, so too many times we hear the women accuse the men of not contributing to her single motherhood when that's not biblical. See what I'm saying? So if the value systems are not the same, right? And this goes into my next video is going to be the agreeing to disagree thing. Okay, I don't want to disagree with my child's mother. She needs to. We both need to agree. Okay, so I'm gonna make an agree to agree video. Okay, because this is some of the scriptures that I was going to use for the agree to agree video, but it goes into this single motherhood thing because too many times do single mothers get a pass, and because the pass is given because they're under this value system that is too common, right? So when we push the values of the Bible, the values of Yahweh, of the Most High, the laws, no one gives the Israelite man a pass, okay? They excuse the woman because she's under the Western value system, right? So when we see single mothers, we automatically give them a pass and we feel sympathy, and we always accuse the fathers of not contributing to her household or contributing to the upbringing financially of this child when he's not instilling the values of the Most High. Okay? I'm paraphrasing because I'm a paraphrase because something like teach your child the laws of God so that your child will grow up in the laws of God and have the Spirit of God, and you will see the Spirit in your children, the way they move about, right? I'm going to find that scripture, but I'm paraphrasing. And if a man and a woman don't share the same values and then a child is brought into the world, more than likely the women are going to instill the Western values into that child. All right. And then and that becomes the new norm. So it's normal to see a child grow up with his mother. It's normal for us to credit the woman with being a good mother because she did the same thing that a man would do naturally, but she's not regarded as a good mother unless she loves the father of the child, right? So she's not considered a good mother because she's doing everything that everyone else is doing by by taking care of the household, going to work. She'll be doing that anyway on her own. Okay. So she's not considered a good mother because she's doing everything outside of loving the father of the child. She'll be doing those things anyway. That's not what makes her a good mother. Okay. What makes the woman a good mother is if she loves the father of the child. Okay. Not because she's unmarried and she's being responsible as an adult. That's not what makes these women good mothers. Okay. And I hear more women threatening children to have order. Okay. Men don't talk to children like that. Men don't have to threaten the children to have order. Okay. So that's a side bit about what I observe. But getting back to to this video here that I'm doing, I wanted to touch on Ecclesiasticus 3, and we're going to continue. Okay. 14, for the relieving of thy father shall not be forgotten. Okay. All right. So if you understand a man's position in a corrupt and polluted Western society where the woman's values are not shared with a divine biblical man, okay, and you have this split value system, which is like a split vote in one household, the household being the family. Doesn't necessarily mean a roof, sharing the same roof. We're talking about sharing the same values, not the same dwelling. Okay. So the law is the value. So if the woman is not under the law, but the man is, that's the split. Okay. It's like a fork in the road. Okay. For the relieving of thy father shall not be forgotten. So if you, if you don't despise the father because he didn't exist during the upbringing, okay, it won't be forgotten that you don't despise him. My father was not always there when I grew up. But my parents remained married even when he wasn't there. I didn't despise him, okay. And when we rekindled later, when I dealt with him before he passed last year, he was 64 years old. When I spoke with him as an adult, because I was grown as an adult, okay, it paid off that I didn't despise him. Okay, I loved my father. So it says, and instead of sins, it shall be added to build thee up. Okay, and that's exactly what it did. Since I didn't despise my father, I was built up in spirit. Okay, In the day, and by me being a father, I understood what he went through when I was a child. Okay, and it's at 15. In the day of thine affliction, it shall be remembered. Okay, see, the Most High is going to remember that. Okay, thy sins also shall melt away as the ice in the farm in the fair warm weather. So the Most High is going to observe these things, the universe, as we say. But the Most High is going to observe this position and this level of um, of spirituality, okay, taking place in the mind, the heart, which is the mind of the child towards his father, okay? And it's going to be remembered, and the sins are going to be wiped away because that is honorable, okay, in the eyes of Yahweh. 16, he that forsaketh his father is as a blasphemer, okay? So again, we talk about the child who believes he comes from his mother, the Job 14 and 1s. Okay? Children that are born of a woman are full of trouble, and his days are short. Okay? These sensitive children, these son husbands, and they grow up to side with women, no matter her crime. They constantly give women passes when they're lawbreakers, okay, when they're not under the law, okay. A lot of these children support women that are that are outside the law of the Most High. Okay, the most of the children today are raised by women that are outside the laws of God. So we have a community, well, we have neighborhoods full of these women and their children. The children are not being raised under the laws of God. These children believe they come from their mothers. So that's the breakdown and the ruin of the so-called black community. Children who believe they come from their mother are more in numbers than children who know they come from their fathers, and let alone come from a father who's under the law and taught him or her the law, okay? They're very few in number, the children that were raised up by a two-parent household, let alone a father who was under the law and taught that child the law, okay? They're very few in number. That's why the Most High say there's a remnant, because the majority of what we're looking at in the so-called black community, the majority take sides with the mother and her value system, which is broken, okay? So that's why you have this upbringing of children who only love their mama, and they put everything on their mama, and they look at every pagan holiday as Mother's Day, okay? And then everything is about their mothers, okay? They don't listen to nobody. They get pulled over by the police, they're calling their mother, all right? They'll crash out over their mama, like the 14-year-old and his mother, where she empowered him to shoot the man at the restaurant in Chicago. A lot of this is because the mothers are looking at the child like it's hers, and then the child is growing up without a father, okay? And the child forgets the father, okay, like totally. Say things like you can't miss something that you never had and all this kind of stuff. Hey, if a child does not grow up with the father, the child is still affected, right? It's not true that you can't miss something you never had, because you're affected by something you never had, especially like a father. That's a pillar, okay? If you grow up and your roof is standing on 2 pedestals when it needs 4, whatever's substituting the other 2, which is metaphorically your father, you're gonna don't let you be in construction and they tell you that a roof needs 4 pillars and you only putting 2. Okay, that's like a hairstylist going to hair school and performing the hairstyle called the ombre. And if you do an ombre in the school to graduate, you're going to fail the test if you do the ombre like you see the Hispanic woman wearing her ombre, where it's black in the middle and then it's blonde going mid shaft all the way down. You'll fail the test because that's the incorrect ombre. The ombre in hair school is not black from the roots midway down and then blonde all the way the rest of the shaft all the way to the ends to the tips of the hair follicle. You'll fail. Okay, so if you grow up without a father and then you think that's normal, then you have the children, the sons, who will be contributing to a household where the woman took his child, put him on child support. He'll be sending her cash app at the same time while he's on child support. He'll be contributing to this woman's broken value system because we've normalized single motherhood. So the boys grow up and think, okay, well, she has my child over there. I'm going to contribute to that household because that's what he was brought up under. It'll take a man like myself who had 2 parents and who does not contribute to single motherhood, because I understand it's biblical reasons why the mothers of my children are not, they damaged the upbringing of my children, and I didn't have a relationship with them the way I should have because of their value systems. Okay, they grew up with their mothers. I grew up with both my parents. The values are different. Okay, and I grew up under a Shemitic law. They didn't. They grew up under Christianity. It's 2 different value systems. Okay, that's why I make these kind of videos, because I understand how the Western value systems ruin the Shemitic value systems upbringing of the children. Okay, and that's why we don't have godly children. Okay, most of them are ungodly like their mothers. Okay, and they rest in that. They rest in the broken value systems, and the Shemitic children are raised up in the Shemitic value systems. So we have a split value system amongst the so-called black community. For the most part, it's like that. So we're gonna continue. It's gonna be a pretty long video, might be an hour or something like that, because I gotta break it down for those that are listening. And I hope everybody's doing good and in good health, and protecting your spirit and protecting what's yours to the best of your ability, and keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. All praises. 16, he that forsaketh his father is as a blasphemer. Right, because the children will blaspheme their fathers because their mothers don't love their fathers. Okay. And he that angereth his mother is cursed of God. Now this is of course, you know, the mother that's under the law. Okay. These women who are raising these children outside the law, they have a lot of bad influence. They have a lot to do with the way the child will deal with them. Okay, this is a godly woman, and the law pertaining to the relationship between the child and the mother of a godly woman. She's not being a bad influence, because she's not gonna take part in that child not keeping the law. But these women who are coming to their own understanding, their own vain understanding, and raising these children according to themselves, they have these children are the worst ones out here, and it's because of their mothers. All right, you got the mothers who stand behind the violence that their children keep up. Okay. 17, My son, go on with thy business in meekness, so shall thou be beloved of him that is approved. Him that is approved, okay? The greater thou art, okay? The greater thou art, okay, the more humble thyself, okay? And thou shalt find favor before the Lord, okay? And that's who is approved, okay? Many are in high places and of renown, but mysteries are revealed unto the meek. Okay, so you have these, you know, Geno Jennings and T.D. Jakes, all these people that are in high positions, but they are not there. They are not there to lead the people, the the elect. Okay, they're leading the lost sheep. Okay, they're scattering the Most High's flock, like Jeremiah 23. Okay, for the power of the Lord is great, and He is honored of the lowly. Seek not out things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength. Okay, so you have translators, you have different gifts that men have. Okay, some of them can prophesy, some of them can speak Hebrew fluently. They're linguists, and this is saying, stay in your lane. You might be good at, there's going to be a janitor in the kingdom, things like that, and then there's going to be high priest, okay, that can discern the truth. Some of us can have different gifts and abilities. So it's saying, neither search the things that are above thy strength. Okay, stay in your lane. If you're good at counseling, then you're a counselor. If this brother's over here good at speaking in tongues, which he can speak different languages, then he's good at that. Okay, that's his lane. Then you have this other guy that can break down prophecy. Okay, then you have this other guy that can divide the truth better than others. Okay, that's what it's saying right there. Okay, so not to get off subject, but I wanted to break that little bit down before I get into this content. Okay, so, all right, let me get back to it.
Everyone loves an extra $100 in their pocket. He sure does. They do too. Have a TurboTax expert file your taxes for you by March 31st to get $100 back instantly. Only from Intuit TurboTax.
Start repairing early gum disease with new Parodontax Active Gum Repair Breath Freshener from the gum experts.
Okay, before I let it play, Kurt Franklin, this is the third part. Go back and watch the first two parts that I did. To me, this was like I said, I had to take time out to prepare myself, to calm down and to not get triggered. So his mother is in the yellow. Kurt is about to show her the results of who his father really is, because she previously lied about who his father was, and he mistakenly believed that these multiple men was his father, and he was treating certain men like they were his father, and they weren't. Okay, so the pain, that I received from watching this documentary was probably nothing compared to the pain that he was enduring, but I felt the pain, okay, and that's why I took time away from this documentary, and I had to I had to go get some therapy for things that happened in my personal life, but and it has some of it has to do with my children and other and other things that occurred in my life. that I endured when I was in the military. But I'm finally here. So Kirk is about to show her the results of who he discovered his father is, and we're going to watch her reaction, and we're going to address it, and just let's watch a little bit.
When I was homeless and hungry and begging for food and at the pawn shop, pawning Gertrude's lawnmower just to get some food, taking Carrie on down to the child support office by myself. I'm behind on my child support and he's got to go with me because I ain't got no babysitter. My car's been repoed off the church parking lot. That's my story.
This I cannot accept.
See that? Now, she don't care about what he went through. Because she would be going out her way to fix whatever's affecting him. The first thing she does is deny. She wasn't even listening to him. She won't even listen to him because he's blaming her actions that she took. He's blaming her choices that she took as for some of the things that he went through. Okay, the struggles that he went through. Like Tupac made songs about his father wasn't there, and Tupac was a Job 14:1, full of trouble. Everybody that knew him that makes content about Tupac, they say he was wild. He was a one-man army. He went places without security. But they'll talk about how wild he was, how he was how he would go from 0 to 100, how he would fly off the handle, and Tretch had stories of him and Pac beating up people and all this, and Pac was known as being like wild and all of this. But Tupac was told by his mother, Afeni, that his father was deceased, or that his father ran out, left her as a single mother. So Tupac's music, if you go back and listen to his music, as great of an artist he was, he would have been a different artist. His songs would have been different if he knew his father was alive, and if he had an established relationship with his father. If you go back and listen to his music, he thought his father was pretty much a deadbeat. And then he said he thought his father was dead because his mother told him that. Okay. And then his father is alive today in 2024. His father is alive, and he didn't have his father didn't have a relationship with his son because of what Afeni did. He said that Afeni was obsessed with Tupac, and she went out her way to keep Tupac away from him. Okay. I think he said he would listen to Tupac's tape, and she came back and took the tape because she didn't want him to have any rights to Tupac's estate. Okay. And then Afeni passed Tupac's estate down to her other children that she had by other men. That's who's controlling Tupac's estate today in 2024. The children that Afeni had by other men. Okay, instead of Tupac's father having any royalties, she wants to take all the credit for who Tupac is. See what I'm saying? That's what we're dealing with today in Western society, how the past is given to the women because they've normalized being under a broken value system. This is why I say what I say, because I have my parents. So the only ones that see what I'm saying and don't disagree with it, are those who are not struggling with this balance of these two value systems that are here. This is why Esau, the so-called white man, he separated church from state, because the laws of the land are his man-made laws. Even he was smart enough to do that. But when I pointed out, or men like me who can discern what's taking place, when we pointed out, there is no agree to disagree. We're not dealing with disagreeing. We're going to agree that we're speaking European language. We're going to agree that the laws of this land are European laws. They're not biblical laws. Okay? And that's why it's more popular to raise a child up under the broken value system of so-called whites. And these women have always sided with the broken value system and the agencies that enforce the broken value system. Family court don't bring families together. Feminism does not raise women up to be better wives. See that? So we see the man-made way of life is the value system that the serpent was talking to Eve about in the garden. And then the value systems was split and the laws of God were broken. And then we started sinning. And this is why it trickles down where the mothers are not considered good mothers unless they love the fathers of the child. Okay? The first thing she does is shows that she's wicked. Let's go back and watch what she said after what he said. He started talking about his struggle and the background that where he's coming from with what he's saying is, my father wasn't there and I was struggling and I had all this going on. I was homeless. My car got repoed. My life was hard. Okay. I was struggling mentally, spiritually, without a father. She was okay while he wasn't. Not having a father and not knowing who your father is doesn't mean that you can't miss what you didn't have, because that comes from a serpent. When your natural spirit is telling you there's another half of you. It's where you come from. So you don't come from your mother. And that's why she's so comfortable with being lost. See, because if she don't like where she come from, then she's already made a oath to not care where she comes from. It's easier for women to be wicked than men. It's in our spirit. A man like Kirk and other men that never met their father, something about them is not going to sit well with them. Okay? They're not going to be like the mothers. The women are so comfortable with being lost, and they've bought into it. They're the ones that help the loss or the broken value system spread. Women buy into all types of foolishness. Men are not that easily deceived like that. Okay? The Most High did that. The Most High created man the way he is and left man with the better parts of being a human. The men have the better parts, not the women. The women are missing some screws and marbles. And that's why they're better suited for wickedness. That's why, the wicked can use the woman better than they can use the man. By the time the man is wicked, he's probably a pervert or a sodomite, or elemental P, something. He's going to be shady, and he's going to be noticed for being shady and perverted first. The woman, they give her passes for being homosexual. They give her passes for being a part of the law's values. She gets a pass. That's why in the law's values or the broken values of the Europeans and the West, it's so they'll give two lesbian women a pass for being sodomites. But then they'll say the men don't trust your children around a man because they believe only a man can be a rapist, but a woman can't be a rapist because she doesn't have anything to penetrate with. So the man is automatically deemed as a threat because he has a penis, but the woman isn't. See, so you got to watch how the law's value system loves to use the woman as the tool of destruction for the family, for the children, for the wedge of the between the fathers and the children. They'll use them versus the men because the women, like 1 Timothy's 2 states, the women were deceived. The woman was found in transgression, not the man. The woman being deceived, okay, was in transgression of the law. And she's the weaker vessel. That's what makes her the perfect tool, because she's the weaker sex. She's the weaker vessel. Okay, so let's get back into this. Watch what she says to him.
And carry on down to the child support office by myself. I'm behind on my child support, and he's got to go with me because I ain't got no babysitter. My car's been repoed off the church parking lot. That's my story.
This I cannot accept because this is not true. And I apologize from the bottom of my heart on this.
Two tests
She told him, let me let him talk.
that put in front of you. I need
This I cannot accept because this is not true. And I apologize from the bottom of my heart on this.
two tests that I put in front of you. I need to hear you. I need to hear you clearly. The little Kirk, the little boy Kirk, needs to hear you. Are you saying that you reject the results of these two tests? That's what I need to hear.
Yes.
Okay.
From the moment it leaves the factory, critical parts of your engine are building up deposits. And at Valvoline.
Okay, Salakia for the commercials. He put two Teslas in front of her and she denied them. And then her apology is not genuine because I want to pay attention to I want my viewers to pay attention to. He explained his pain. He said the little boy in me needs to hear this because he's still stuck in his childlike spirit of how long he has been without his father. He took it way back to his childhood. That requires therapy and stuff like that because the effect that he's going the pain started when he was a child. He noticed that he was missing something way back when he was a child. He's 50, I think Kurt is like 50, 53 or 55 or something like that. All right, I'm 43. So he's trying to get her to tell the truth and to confess what happened, what took place way back when he was a child, because he been affected by this. She's way past this because it's almost like a criminal who don't want to talk about the first couple of times they committed crimes. You know, they'll say something like, oh, the first time I was nervous, but like the seventh time, oh, it was normal. You know, after the third time, it became normal. So she's comfortable with breaking the laws of God, and she's comfortable with not being honest to her son, okay, or the son of her child's father, okay. She's normalized this way of living, and men are not wired to be comfortable with this. Men who practice what these women practice are most of the time confused and they're delusional, you know. But the women have made they've built a nest in this broken value system. This is how you know that they were the first ones to do it. They were the first ones to break the laws of the Most High because they're way too comfortable outside the law. They're way too comfortable in the broken values, all right? They're way too comfortable. You know, it's almost like a demon is just like patting you on the shoulder and saying, you'll get used to this. If you keep hanging with me, you'll get used to this. You know, don't cry. You know, you'll get used to this. The tears will go away. Just keep going in the wrong direction. You'll get used to it. It's like when you watch like I said, when you watch the vampires trying to convince this this aide or their assistant vampire, trying to convince this assistant. Remember how the vampire is already a vampire. They go and find them an assistant, like in Vampire Brooklyn, or like in that vampire movie with what's his name? It's called The Vampire Assistant with Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage has a vampire movie. The assistant vampire is like hunted. And when he gets bitten, he's all nervous and scared and crying and hollering for help. But then when he turns into a vampire, and then the vampire's schooling him on being an assistant, he's like still kind of like hesitant about what's going on. Or it's like a bank robber, you know, somebody who's scared for the first time. And you got all these bank robbers who've been doing this for years. They're comfortable in being wicked or breaking laws and stuff, but you always got this one who's nervous, right? So he's not used to the broken value system. She is. So when she's telling him, I apologize, I don't believe these tests, she's like doing her little dance. And like, you know, we say finessing, but she's a habitual liar, right? She's gonna stick to her lies, right? It's almost like you gotta make her swear on the Bible and put her hand up and, you know, you know what they say in court, you gonna tell the truth and you swear to tell the truth and so help you God. See, she don't fear God. See, she don't fear God. That's the kind of mothers that are raising these children without fathers, under the broken values. First of all, that's why the Most High said that the woman being deceived, not man, she was in transgression, because she was the first one not to fear God amongst his people. The serpent didn't fear the Most High either, but he's already a demon. The woman started off good. Eve, that's why her name was changed to Eve. Her name was called Eve because she's the mother of the living, not the dead. She's the mother of the living. We call her Eve because when she's keeping the laws, she's the mother of the living. But now Eve, she's wicked. She's not the mother of the living right now. She's pretty much the mother of the dead, which is spiritually dead, okay? And Kirk, he don't want to be spiritually dead. He's trying to establish where he comes from, and he's wondering why he's wondering why it's not working. He looks like a mechanic right there. Look at him. He looks like a mechanic that's been trying everything to get this car to start, and he don't know why it's not working. He don't know why it's not working. And it's a simple fix too. You know how you stick the little ODB reader, and it tell you the code, and you look it up, and you see what the diagnosis is, and you like, okay, cool, I gotta get this, and you do it. You go buy the part, put it on, and it still don't work. He's wondering why this won't work, and he know why it's not working. But see, Kirk, the only thing that single mothers haven't experienced is children turning on them. The man has already turned on the woman. He already realized she's the problem. Her and her value system that's separate from the Most High. Because all it takes is for a man to get back to keeping the laws of God, and then he's gonna understand what's the real threat and what's the real problem. We have two main enemies in America as so-called black men. The so-called white man's system, him and the system of oppression, like Christianity, which is a black, so-called black man's oppressor, and the so-called black woman. So you have the system of white supremacy and their agencies and their entities and their man-made laws, and then you have the so-called black woman. Those are our two adversaries over here. Okay, our main adversaries. Okay. And the children like Kirk is wondering, damn, I'm supposed to honor my mother. All right. But she playing games with the child. And she gonna stick to her lies. Watch this.
Two tests. Now, put it in front of you. I need to hear you. I need to hear you clearly. The little Kirk, the little boy Kirk, needs to hear you. Are you saying that you reject the results of these two tests? That's what I need to hear.
Yes.
See?
My denial, is that going to put a wedge between you and I?
Yes.
Now watch this. She's gonna ask him, she asked him, is me lying to you? Pretty much is what she's saying with her. She's wicked. She about to go eat some pork chops and stuff. See, these are the same women that are not keeping the laws. And the looks on their face is ungodly. They have a zeal for God, but these are what these liars look like. They're Israelite women. They're daughters of Zion. These are some old German shepherds too. That they look like they're Christians. Okay, the truth is not in them. Okay, because they've walked away from the truth. They've given up the ghost. Okay, Kurt Franklin's mother has given up the ghost. And that's why she's not telling him the truth. Okay, these are some wicked ass women. This video would have been a lot more filthy. It probably would have, I would have said some crazy stuff if I would have did this when I first put out those two videos in the beginning, because I was triggered. And I said, I'm not about to do the third part because I was too triggered by the first two. Yeah, so I'm a lot more humble right now. I'm speaking calmly right now. But I'm gonna just say it like that. These some wicked ass women, man. Poor Kurt Franklin. I felt for him. He needs to repent too. Get out of that oppressive Christianity. Because, that plantation ass Christianity. He need to get out of that. But I felt his pain when I saw this documentary. And I knew the root of his problem was his mother. The root of his pain is his mother. Because his father, when he met his father was in pain too. And his father said, I didn't even know that she was pregnant with you. See, that hurts the father as well. And the root of all this is the mother and her value system. See, we go out and we go outside, we go out in public and go to Walmarts and grocery stores and malls and shopping centers, and you're talking to people and you see these so-called black people, and it don't matter what state you're in, whether it's Montana, whether it's New Mexico, whether it's Florida, whether it's New York, Minnesota, Chicago, Texas, Nebraska, it don't matter what state you in. These women exist, and their broken value system is what these children are being brought up under, okay? We're getting to the end of this video, all right? But I wanted to point this out because when the scriptures say honor thy mother and thy father, okay, let's go back to that real quick, okay? Let's go back. Okay, he that forsaketh his father is as a blasphemer, and he that angereth his mother is cursed of God. Okay, see, cursed of God. So that's cursed. You're going to be cursed. You're going to be labeled something terrible. Okay, cursed. Okay, a sinner in sin. By the time God is cursing you because you've angered your mother, but she's righteous though. See, this is talking about a righteous mother, okay? This is a righteous mother. Kurt Franklin's mother's not righteous. Her or his mother or this woman sitting next to her. Because this woman in the blue, she don't go out her way to make his mother tell the truth. Why she, I don't even know why she there. I don't know if she's the mediator. She look like his mother's friend, because when his mother gets up and leave, this woman gonna get up and leave with his mother. I don't even know how she can be the friend of his mother without her being wicked, right? Birds of a feather flock together. She's wicked too. They don't give a damn about these fathers or the children who want the truth. They don't care about the truth, the children, or the fathers, or Yahweh, or the laws of Yahweh, the laws of God, the laws of heaven, of the kingdom, the laws of Zion. Okay, this is what breaks the so-called black community down, is having split value systems. It don't matter if they're talking about dating or whether a man is going to be a provider or father of a household. All of that stuff that these women be babbling is stemming from their broken value system. And it's not biblical. So I always told myself the reason I'm not with certain women is for biblical reasons. I'm going to keep it biblical. Let's keep it biblical. Okay, because the environment we're dwelling in, man's laws is what govern this land. Esau was smart enough not to let the laws of the Bible govern his land. He was smart enough to keep church and state separate because he don't want them laws of heaven governing his land that he conquered. He wants the laws of the land to be in line with his perversions. See, Esau is wasted away. He's a pervert, naturally. And Eve, she's too comfortable with not keeping the laws. And she'll do it to the child. Look, she's going to ask him, is this going to put a wedge between me and you? See, when they say that, she's not trying to change and get back to keeping the commandments. She's like, oh, so you're no longer joining me in not keeping the truth alive? That's what she's asking him. So you gonna turn, me and you not gonna celebrate the broken value system together no more? And watch what he say.
Yes. Okay. Yes. If you can't give me this, no hug, no word of encouragement, no sugar, no joke, nothing can substitute. what I deserve and what I've needed and what I've missed.
He just wants the truth.
See that? Now look at this. Now look, man, listen. I'm trying to calm down. Let me calm down, man, because I'm getting excited. Hold on. He told her, if you can't come clean about my father. See, this is good, man. This is powerful. And this is what most of these children need to start doing to these single mothers who choose to be without their father, but they don't want to be without the child. See that? So if a child takes sides with the father, I want to go to my daddy house. I don't want to be over here. Why you want to go be around somebody who ain't never did nothing for you? I don't want to say brainwash the child, but they'll play games with the child's mind. He ain't never did nothing for you. Why you want to go over there? See, these women have been wicked. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I educate the brothers to promote single motherhood to a single mother. Do not support her single mother. Make sure you remind her and empower her to be a single mother, since that's what she wants to be. Because when they're around other single mothers, they're talking like they're the boss. When they get around the fathers of the children, they talk about how they need help and how do you need to support me and I got your child and you don't do nothing. Well, you talking to these other single mothers like you the boss. See, so when you're around all these women, you talk like you the boss. And like you don't need no man's consent and his permission to do anything with his child and do these things. So you telling them how you make decisions and how you call shots. You a shot caller when you're around all these other single mothers. But then when you talk to your baby daddy, you talk about he don't do nothing and he need to support me and help me and he need to contribute to his child and all this kind of stuff. See, that's what's wrong with this so-called black woman. She's the boss when she's around all these other single mothers, but when she talks about the father, she talks about how he needs to serve her. He needs to contribute to her choice of being without him. See that? A lot of men want their own, but these women are not going to contribute to the men having their own households. They're not going to give the children over to the fathers so that he can have a bedroom with his child living in it. See that? That's what's been normal. And then when we talk about the mothers actually teaching the children, they're not teaching the children anything. They're bad influences. So when women say they want a man that's going to step in as a husband, but he needs to earn this amount of money, and then she wants to say she don't want to work at all when this man comes around and plays the role of a father to his child, she don't want to work. She wants him to contribute 100% of his earnings while she don't work and raise the children. Raising the children is not what it used to be. The mothers are not teaching the children anything. First of all, black women are not smart. Most of these women don't know how to read and comprehend. Most of these women do not like to learn so that they can regurgitate what they learn to the children. They send these children to the public schools, and the schools are teaching them what the parents used to teach the child. Mathematics, science. Women are not teaching the children mathematics and science. If a woman thinks that the children come from her, how is she going to teach my child science if she's teaching the wrong science? Men have the seed. Men have the sperm. Life comes from the man. The woman has an egg with no life in it. That's why we call her the earth. And the man is planting the seed. The seed is the life. So the value systems are different and broken. The women are not teaching anything. She needs to first learn the proper science of the Most High. She needs to first embrace the truth so she can teach it. So when the women start talking all this teaching stuff, raising the children, well, not even teaching, they don't even say they teaching, they say raising. raising, like maintaining something, like when you water your plants. Okay? I've been to college, and most of those women that were in school were stupid when it came to grammar and writing skills and reading comprehension. They didn't like to read. Women love showing what they're looking at, and they want somebody else to read it. These women don't even read what the women are created to do in the Bible. When they study the Bible, they're studying the men because they want to be the master. They think being a woman is a slave. Being a divine woman is a slave. Or y'all want slaves. They say that because they want to be the master, because they know that the man is the boss. The man is the HNIC. Okay? And the Most High made it that way. That's why they don't like the Most High, because he made it that way. So it makes sense why these women are the way they are and why they can't tell the truth and why they hate the truth. They hate the Most High. They hate the natural order. They hate the fathers of the child. And they'll hate the child. They'll hate the child if the child wants to be with the father or love the father. Remember in Boys in the Hood when Trey was living with his father and his mother, Angela Bassett, was like, you don't never come see me no more? Why don't you come see me? You don't never come see me. Ever since you got over there, you don't want to see me. He like, sure, man, I'm cool over here. I'm with my father, man. See, she was jealous. Well, you need to come spend some time with me sometime. He was with his father. He was straight. He had his friends. His father was cool. His father was working. Man, listen, him and his father got along. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? And watch what she do. She can't even tell him the truth, man. Let's back this up, man. I'm about to end this, bro.
No hug. No word of encouragement.
See, he taking things away from her like he need to.
No joke.
No sugar, no joke.
Nothing.
No nothing.
Can substitute
My father.
what
and
I
you lying.
deserve and what I've needed and what I've missed.
She just wants the truth.
Look how she trying to reason with
The
her.
DNA.
Look,
Nothing.
she tried to reason with, the woman in the blue tried to reason with the mother. She like, look, he want the truth. Come on, lady. She almost died. She dropped her hand, which is sign language for, listen, not you too. Ain't nobody trying to deal with this bullshit. She's ready to walk away from anybody who's a part of the truth. It's almost like when a woman is out there listening to the Israelites teach, and when they say something that she don't like, oh, the head of a woman is a man. And you need to learn in silence. You know, you need to keep silence. You know, like a woman trying to talk and her man is right next to her, she's trying to talk to all these men. And he's saying, listen, I don't even need to be talking to you. I need to be talking to your man. And she's like, oh, what you mean? Yeah, I need to be talking to your man. Why you all up in man's face? See, she'd be like, oh, it's time to go. See, that's what his mother, that's the kind of mother he got. He got a wicked ass mother, man. She don't like the truth. She don't like telling the truth. I bet you if somebody broke in her house, she'd tell everything on that. Getting a man locked up, okay? I bet you she'd know his description then. I bet you what he looked like matters then. But I bet you if you start talking about what Christ looked like, according to the word, she'll say, why does it matter? But I bet you the description of the person who broke in your house will matter. Okay? And then when you say, well, why does it matter who broke in your house? Why does it matter what he looked like? And then I bet you they get all, the eyes get all buck. What you mean, what it don't matter? What kind of cop are you? See? Okay, what kind of worshiper are you if all of this stuff don't matter? See that? Salakia for the noise. I got the landscapers outside, but we got to end this.
Can substitute what I deserve and what I've needed and what I've missed.
She just wants the truth. The DNA.
Look at her.
The DNA.
Or my boy over there, man, listen, his mother don't want to be a part of it. Look, and I need my son. No, you need the truth.
I wanted this so badly.
Hey, look at this. Now listen, this is why you can't believe a black woman in the West, a so-called black woman, when she start crying in the West. I don't let no black woman's tears draw me near her, okay? Because most of the time she's acting. Black women can start crying at the drop of a dime. They some high class acts. High class acts. High class acts. I think that's what's gonna be. I haven't figured out the name of this video yet, but I might call this boy the high class act of a lion black woman. A lion black mother, something like that. I'm gonna come up with something, because watch this. All of this that she's doing, watch what she ends up just ultimately, she's acting. Look.
I want her to know.
And I still can't have you.
That I have lost so much not having you. And
She out of there.
Really,
Look at that.
nice.
All of that, man. Listen, I'm trying not to curse. I'm trying not. Let me calm down real quick, man. All of that goddamn acting, and this is what this broken value system allows or gives black women. They have such a they have too much space and opportunity, and they're not being held accountable under the broken value system. They get to lie, they get to cheat, they get to steal, and then they get to walk away. Have you ever seen like a movie where a woman is being tortured and raped behind closed doors? You hear her screaming and everything, and then the person that did all of that just gets to live to the end of the movie. And you be like, wow, that's the villain. The villain is the so-called black woman. She's the villain. She's a villain. She's no different from when you watch those slave movies and you see the slave masters go into the barn and grape all of the female slaves that are married, that have husbands that can't defend them. And then he's the villain. He come out the barn putting his pants together like he just took advantage of all these people. Or he go in there and do the children like that, like like the pedophiles, and get away with it and live to the end of the movie. And you wondering, we need like a Shaft or something. Who's the Django in this movie that's about to make these men pay for this? See, the so-called black woman is the villain. She's the villain. She is the villain. She will vilify the men that are in her same value system. She'll vilify the men that are outside of her value system. She does it to all men, especially so-called black men, whether they're godly or ungodly. She'll do them the same way. See, because she already got her position. She used to want to be like the so-called white woman, but now her position is like right alongside the so-called white man, because she's like his lapdog. When you watch the movie Django, Samuel Jackson was the lapdog. Samuel Jackson can shuck and jive with Massa. He could talk crazy. He could be talking to the slave master's friends. He can get another Negro in trouble, you know? He can politic with the slave master. He was cool. He was like a pawn, a chess piece that can move around a little freely. I would say he was like the bishop or something like that. you know, maybe one of the knights or something like that, you know. But the so-called black woman, she's a high class act. She did all of this fake crime. All of this fake crime. Look at this fake ass crime.
I wanted this so badly.
That's a lie.
If my mama watches this, I want her to know.
And I still can't have you.
This is an act. Look. See, the only thing Kirk has not done yet is say, I hate my mother, I despise her, blah, blah, blah. He thinks that God is gonna judge him for not appreciating her and not honoring her and stuff like that. See, he's under the wrong flag. You know, his God hates his mother. Okay? He needs to learn to, like he just did, I think that was classy of him, how he demonstrated to her, I'm writing you off because I got evidence that he's my father and I'm tired of the lies coming from you about who my father is. Because I wouldn't have to get these DNA tests if you knew who my father was from the beginning. And if you just told me who my father was from the beginning. You walked away from my father when you was pregnant. And now I'm learning more and more that you're the villain, Mom. That's what he's learning, okay? It's a good thing that he knows who his father is. He just learned that she's the villain. Okay, he got all the proof that he needs, okay, to point the finger at her and say she was the problem, okay, not my father, because she'll lie to me too.
The old adage.
She just left.
Hurt people hurt people. So, I just gotta live with this reality. It's my reality of what you can't give me. And then I must make difficult choices of what I can give you.
See that? Gotta write you off, man, Mom, since you're the villain. My reality, and so-called black women do not live in reality, okay? They live in a false reality where everything is false and they are comfortable, okay? Hope this video has been edifying. You know, it took me a while because I got some personal experience with things like this in my reality. So this one was, you know, on time, but, you know, almost overdue. But it was a reason. Because what Kirk is going through is his reality and it's painful. And yeah, he got to man up and be raised up like the Spirit told him, okay? The greater thou art, the more humble thyself, okay? My son, this is 17, my son, go on with thy business and meekness so shalt thou be beloved of him that is approved. So see, when the real Christ stands up and when Yahweh Shah comes back and these women who are under the wrong value system, like Christianity, they're going to be put to death because they've normalized the wrong value system. And it's taking a toll on the black families, so-called black community and all of that. They've run the black family to the ground with this value system. They can't blame the white man. It's his value system, but they're a part of it. He's not the one driving the blade into the children, driving the blade into the death of the family. He's not the one doing that. He has things set up, but the agencies are not coming to your door, knocking on your door, and offering these services to destroy your family. The women are actively going down there and signing up for these programs that are designed to destroy the family, the unity, the union of the so-called black men and so-called black women, which are Israelites. Okay, so with that, I want to say shalom. Hope this has been edifying to somebody out there. This is just one of those agree to agree videos because it's not something I made up. I'm sick and tired of the unions being destroyed by the woman and the men that participate in the destruction and the downfall of our people, because it's actively happening every day and it's normal. All right, it's normal because of this division in values. All right, my next video I believe is going to be the Agree to Agree series, starting with one of my videos that I got in mind. But this one right here was the finale to the Kurt Franklin documentary that I put out a couple, well, I ain't gonna say a couple, but it was like several months ago. All right, let's see what Kurt got to say and we're gonna sign out.
I would say to my 24-year-old self.
Okay, that's it. All right. Peace and blessings, family. Hope this reaches somebody. Hope this was edifying to somebody. Hope this reaches you in high spirits. Hope you continue to view my content. I'm very selective about what I put out. I enjoy every follower that I have on the channel. I was going to delete this channel and do something else, but I'm gonna just keep it humble because there's a lot of topics that are triggering to me, and I a lot of times I don't want to get too excited and go overboard. So I had to be selective about when I put out content and what I put out. But this is one of those where it all boils down to the laws of God, which are the keeping of commandments and practicing, getting along with each other as a people, versus this value system of the Edomites, the church, which is the oppression of the people. It wasn't the Bible that oppressed our people. It was the actual religion of white supremacy that destroyed our people in slavery. All right. So with that, I want to say shalom, and hope y'all having a good and safe coming into the new year, which is going to be in the beginning of April, coming up soon. So shalom.